Today on the grid, our topic is 10 photos you should only take once. The Kuna man is back. He's back in the saddle again. And we've got, of course, some great giveaways today. We've got some news. We've got some updates. It's going to be a fine, fine day on the grid. And when does this mirth and merriment start? It all starts in just 23.2 seconds. Let's go.
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
14.
It's the fastest 23.2 seconds.
I think that was like 14.4 seconds.
I know. It was an arbitrary number.
Yes.
Welcome, everybody. It must be around 1 o'clock on Wednesday. Welcome to the Grid. Mr. K is back from his gallivant. Tell us about your trip real quick.
Oh, we gallivanted all over.
You did?
So, yeah, no, Juan, Jason, and I, we were out filming. We went to Death Valley, which I love Death Valley. Great place. Great place to go in the winter.
Yes.
Definitely versus summer. So we went out there, had some fun filming a national parks class. Then we headed back over to the other side of Vegas to Nelson, Nevada. There's a ghost town out there.
I've been there with you.
Shot a cool class with Russell Brown on iPhone photography. Really awesome stuff. And then we did light painting at night. We did this light painting at night technique where we're doing like studio work, where we're setting up lights continuous and lighting up a scene. It's really cool.
I did that with you too.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yes, it is fun. It is, and I think it was really cool seeing Jason and Juan seeing it like come to life. Like maybe I could show like here's like a shot from it.
Yeah, let's see.
So here's like well, let me show you like here. Can you see my screen? So there's like a finished shot, but you see like that's a gas station that they have there in the ghost town. We lit it up,
right?
And then I kind of like lit up the light on top in Photoshop. Just did a little, so it kind of lights it up. But here's like the build we did throughout the class. So you can see like we started off with that's our blank scene. So if you were just to shoot at night, that's what you would see.
That's what you
get. So then you start adding lights, and we're just adding little light and then building up that scene to finish out to where you've got that final picture there, right? So we're going to go through all that in the class. It's really cool. Looking forward to it because I think it'll show people that it really doesn't take a lot to. These aren't like expensive lights. They're actually very affordable, economical lights that you can use to light up a scene at night.
And I like it. I personally like it better than taking the flashlight.
Oh, yeah. Well, one thing, it's repeatable.
Yep.
That's the one thing. So you can feather lights or move lights. It's like working in the studio, and that's what I talked about in the class. What I love about it is it's like working in the studio, but you're out in nature. Like that's really cool. I love doing that. And I love this technique applies to small and medium size rock formations. You see me do that a lot when I go out to national parks and lighten it up. It just works well in these type of environments. But we went through a bunch of different things. Here's even Jason lit up light painting in a phone booth. We had a phone booth there and Jason's phoning home.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, there you go. So just a couple lights. So we can do all that. All right.
Jason's
so that's
phoning home.
Jason's phoning home.
It's like he's an alien.
Yeah, kind of like it was an alien. Well, we even had a shot here where we had this car with the moon rising behind it. So we got the full, or it was almost full moon, about 80% moon rising behind it. And then I positioned a light behind the car to kind of mimic like that moonlight coming in the back.
Oh, I like that a lot.
So, yeah, really cool stuff. So you're going to see all that in that class.
All right.
So
let's see what else is up. Okay. So last week where we did the Kickstarter for the planet? It was 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Rocking.
We did the Platypod Kickstarter. I don't know if you've gone and looked at it.
Yes.
It is at 125,000.
There you go, right there.
They were trying to raise $10,000 to launch this product. That was their goal. They pledged a $10,000 goal, and if they got 10 grand,
right here,
there it is. Erik's holding one in his hands. They said they would do the project, and they got 125,000. There's 24 days to go. What a great tripod!
I'll tell you, this is awesome. I used this when I was out traveling.
Oh yeah.
This and Death Valley, I use this to get down into the salt flats to get in. There's a place called the Devil's Golf Course, and like position my camera way down on the salt flats, made it look like it's a big epic formation, and one of them had like an arch, and it looks like an arch, but it's just a little arch that's on the ground. But doing the Platypod down low, you can get that perspective.
Yes, you can. All right, what else is happening? Oh, we are launching a new podcast today. So today at 3 o'clock, so an hour after the grid ends, we're launching a brand new podcast for people who use On1 software. I know a lot of you use the On1, all kinds of stuff, the effects, the no noise, whatever. We're launching a podcast. I'm hosting it, and it starts today at 3 o'clock Eastern time, and it's called, ready for this name? Ready? Mm-hmm. One on One. Now?
One on One. I totally get it.
One and then on one.
I love it. I loved it. I love the name when I heard it.
All right. We got a brand new set for it. I'm excited about that. I see them working on it over there. Oh, it looks pretty cool.
It looks really cool.
It's a really cool set.
Sets usually are like that. They look really cool in person, but they look way better on camera.
Yes,
right?
And this one looks good in person.
It looks good on person, but then in camera it looks even better.
Yeah, so it's coming up 3 o'clock today, and I've got I know a lot of you use On1 Effects. Mm-hmm. If you have On1 Effects 2025, I've got the most killer tip today that I'm going to start the show with. And then we're going to have Dan on, and we're going to also feature a photographer's work every episode. There's the logo for it. There's the one-on-one. Yeah, that's it right there. One-on-one. So we're very excited about it. It's launching today, so I hope you'll come and check it out at 3 o'clock. If you go to either my Facebook or my Twitter or my LinkedIn accounts, I put a link there. It's free. It's open to everybody. Just come on in and check out One-on-One today. It will not be... It's going to be very focused on content, so it won't be wandering and meandering like the grid, or maybe it will. No, I don't think it will. Let's see what else we got going on. I am 12 days from leaving to Antarctica. Mm-hmm. I've been on Amazon buying lots of warm clothes and gloves and all kinds of crazy undergarments I'm not used to having in Florida.
Hand warmer heater things.
Heater things. And I put together what I'm going to take. I'm going to take my 150 to 600 Tamron. And I'm going to take one other lens. And I don't know if I'm going to do maybe my 16 to 35, to get some big landscapey stuff. Because I might want to go a little wider than my 24. This is the ship that we're on here, right?
So you're thinking 16 to 35 and then
150 to 600. I could theoretically take also my 24 to 240.
I got a 200 to 800 if you want. Same size as that other one.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm saying
200 to 800?
Yeah, maybe.
Can I hand hold it at 800?
Oh, yeah. I can handle it all day long. It weighs nothing.
No, I don't mean the weight. I mean, how it is when you're at 800.
Oh, yeah.
Should I take that one?
I don't know. We'll talk about it after.
Is it an R mount?
Yes.
Oh, that is nice.
That's my new favorite aviation lens.
Oh, Erik and I. Is it like an F11?
No, it's like F5.6 to like F8.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm shooting only in the day, right? You're only shooting anyway.
Anyways,
I'm only worried about getting there and getting to the ship on time. And it's I have to fly from here to Atlanta to Buenos Aires. Then I have to take an hour and a half taxi cab to a different airport and then fly to Ushuaia. And then the next day we catch the boat. I just want to get there. Once I get there, I'll be fine.
Yeah, I totally know what you mean about traveling, especially when you're having to do the multiple trips. It's like going to Lofoten up in.
Lofoten.
You got to go one flight and then another flight.
It's a pain in the butt.
But I think this might actually be a little worse.
This is going to be worse. It's 10 hours just from Atlanta to Buenos Aires, and there's all these restrictions once you get on Aerolíneas Argentina.
Yeah, it's smaller and smaller.
Oh yeah, you can only have 33 pounds of luggage, period. And then 17 carry-on. So we'll see. Yeah. Anyway, I'm excited about it. It's coming up. What else is coming up? Oh, I've got a workshop coming up in April with Mimo Madani. it's April, right? Yes, April in Venice, and we're going to take a day trip to the Dolomites. So that's coming up. If you we're working out the hotel details and stuff right now, so tickets will be available soon. If you want to be among the first people to before we announce to the public, I send out an email to people who are on my newsletter list. Go to ScottKelbyWorkshops.com and get on. How do you like that name? Vivacious Venice.
Nice.
Right? Oh, it says May. That's not right. It's April. We were going to be originally in May, but we had to move it to April. So go down and you'll see the dates. That's the correct dates. April 25th through, and it's not 24 either. Wow. I got to stop drinking when I'm doing these sites.
Wow.
Anyway, I will go fix that ASAP, maybe on the break.
It's somewhere, sometime.
It's sometime. No, it's this April. It's this coming April. Now, Mr. Kuna and I are working on one for May, and we've run into a snag that he doesn't know about.
Uh-oh.
It's the hotels.
It's always the hotels.
It's the hotels. It's always the
Always
hotels.
the hotels.
So we're trying to put together this thing for Tokyo, and
tantalizing. Ooh,
tantalizing
I like
Tokyo, right? That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we're adding an extra day because we're going to take a day trip to Kyoto. So, and you can see our hotel in that picture. But anyway, long story short, we've run into some hotel snags. Not that we can't get around it, but it's just a little bit of a pain in the butt. So we're working on that, and we'll have more information on that. The Venice one is a go, and the hotel has all the stuff that we need. So I think we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, we're getting close.
All right, and you know what's nice? Mimo speaks fluent Italian because he lived in Venice. He knows all the spots. He took me to spots in Venice I didn't even know existed. Now, I've been to Venice a number of times. I've done a workshop. My first workshop ever was in Venice.
And I'm fluent in Google Translate.
And he's fluent in Google Translate, so what do you need? All right, so today our topic is 10 photos you should only take once. In other words, it's okay to try these.
Yeah, once you do it, and you're
It's
kind of like,
they
okay.
become incredibly cliche and all. And I'm going to start because I have it queued up here on my screen. All right. One of the ones, here's my first one. We have a bunch of them. Here's one they should do once just to say you did it. It's the steel wool long exposure shot. That's where you buy some steel wool and you attach it to the end of a string or whatever. And you spin it or you dance around with it. You're doing crazy stuff. You set a long exposure. It takes virtually no photographic skill whatsoever. Now, I will say this. Look at the one in the top right from 500px. You always guys hear me talking about 500px. Look at the one where the rain is pouring in and it sparks as rain.
Yes.
I'm not even sure.
Interesting.
I'm not even sure how they did that.
Well, they were spinning it
know.
around, and it's like falling.
Right.
So it's falling,
someone is
and then
spinning someplace else.
Yeah.
Like they're off screen spinning, and you're just seeing the little sparky things or whatever.
Yep, I've done this before. We've all done this before.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage.
Yes.
You got to do it to say you've done it, and then you never ever do it or speak of it again. Just once.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, you have to do something miraculous, like that. Where
like
you're
that. That's
like
really good.
Like that one.
Look at that. Here's a bigger version.
Yeah,
of it.
I mean that's like.
Oh, and he's wearing like a gas mask.
Yeah, like that's something where.
Like they set out to do something.
Maybe we could show it.
Can we show it?
Mm.
Guys,
Hey.
control room.
Who?
There
it is.
There it is. But
yeah, I mean
look
that's.
at that. They actually have a category called the best steel wool photography.
And that's what we're not saying here. Don't do this.
We're saying
do it, but try it once, and then you can
then-
kind of move on.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to become the master of steel wool, which I don't think there's any masters of steel wool.
Yeah. But that one's good. I mean, there's some good ones. You can see there's some interesting ones. But at the end of the day,
It does look like the umbrella thing's being done because there's like repeating
Yeah, there's
ones
other
there.
ones.
So
alrighty.
all right,
I'm going to throw it to Mr.
I got
K.
one.
Oh,
I got
God,
one.
This one's a good one.
all right. Railroad tracks.
Oh,
Railroad
gosh.
tracks. Everybody's got to do it. They got to use the leading line of the railroad track. They got to position somebody in the railroad track. It's just a rite of passage. You have to do it.
But wait a minute. Take it up a notch, Mr. Kuna.
Take it up a notch. What are we taking it up a notch?
You sling an acoustic guitar.
Oh yeah, and have them
over
look
their
back.
Yeah.
Like total like music shoot or something. It's always
It's an album cover. There's actually album covers like that.
And you know, it's just one of those that like it's the obligatory. We've got to do it. And really the reason railroad tracks are an automatic leading line. It's just like it just leads you into the photo. I get it, but it's been played out.
Oh,
it's definitely been played out.
It's mega played. Now, before we go any further, number one, I would love to hear your ones that you should.
Yes, we
so
would.
Please drop it in the comments.
That's when we started going yesterday on this. We made up the list in like 5 minutes.
We did this at our lunch meeting. Eric and I like to have our meetings at lunch.
Yes.
However, I do want to mention we have a bunch of giveaways, and so if you just make any kind of comment at all, you're entered. If you tell us what you want to win, then you're entered to win that thing, which is much better. So don't just say hi guys. Say hi guys. I would love to win blank, and then
the first thing they're going to win. Oh, go ahead.
And then you can also please share any of these things that you think. There are probably some that are already on my and Eric's list.
Yeah, it's probably some.
But there's some that we haven't thought of that you've thought of.
And we're going to be like, yes.
Yes, add that. All right. What are we giving away today?
A Platypod Basic. So that's a little Platypod. So not the Delta, not the.
It's a disc. It's a round.
But it's great. It's really great for their grip, which you can actually see. You can add on the product right there, that Platypod grip. That works great with the phone. You can see it right there. So somebody's going to win that.
It should be just a bundle, right?
Oh, they do.
Is it a bundle Ruski? Bundle Ruski.
Yeah, exactly. You can click that button, and you can make it a bundle Ruski.
Hey.
All right.
Boondelay.
It's just fun to say. All right. Crush the Composition. We're giving away a copy of Scott's book, Crush the Composition, right here. So you can get this over on Amazon.com, or you can win it here today.
Hey, can I say something about that book?
Yes, you may.
I just heard from my publisher this week. It is being translated into. So translations, you don't just. My publisher doesn't get to choose. Like, hey, you know, other publishing companies in other countries come and say we want to publish this book in our language, and then they license it from my publisher. Mm-hmm. And so they announced that Chinese,
Uzbeki,
not Uzbeki, Tagalog, no, Chinese. German, and what was the third one? I put it on my blog. On my Facebook page. Let me go look. So it's three. There's three things. Greek. Let me find out what they are. All right. No, it wasn't Greek. It was not Greek. It was, here we go. It was Italian. German, Italian, and Chinese are the first three to get done. So there we go. So I'm very happy about it. That
actually makes really good sense, those three languages, because usually the photographers I see out, that's kind of like that's big photography communities.
Those are very big photography communities. Now, if you really want to hit a big photography community, the Philippines.
Yeah.
I want the Philippine version.
Well, the Philippines always delivers, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do. All right. Ooh, lots of comments and stuff.
What else are we giving away?
Oh, yeah, we're giving away this.
Digital photography book, Scott Kelby. Another one of those. That is the best-selling book on digital photography in the world.
In history.
Yes, in history.
Yeah.
So you can win that. On One No Noise 2024, you can get noise out of your photos by this plugin from On One. So somebody's going to win that. On One No Noise 2024, maybe somewhere. Might have it. I'm not sure. We might have it up there on the screen. But anyways, we're giving away a copy of On One No Noise.
What is going on
in
there?
There it is. There it is.
What's going on in there? I'm telling you.
I think we're on a network delay. I think we got a network delay.
Because they're afraid you're going to curse.
Yeah, the curse. They got to have the curse button.
Yeah, Eric has been cursing a lot since he got back from the West.
Yes. And a V-flat. A freaking V-flat from V-Flat World. We're going to give away one of those. So we're going to give away a V-flat. This is a huge gift. Love this one. This is for U.S. shipping only, so somebody's going to win this. You have to just have to have a U.S. shipping address. Now, everybody can get 10% off by using the code Kelby10 at checkout. They'll get 10% off. And then SlickPick is giving away 1 year of their classic gallery plan to one lucky new customer only. We'll get a copy of that or a membership to SlickPick for 1 year. You can go over to slickpick.com/Kelby1 to get a discount on SlickPick. All right, so that's what we got to give away.
All right, are we going back to our list?
We're going back to the list, and we're going to hear from you guys too as well. So, what's the next thing on your list, Scott?
I'm looking for the best example here because there's a million of them, but I see them all the time, and we see them on the grid, and we see them different places. I would call it the bored-looking person in a bus. Now, usually, yeah, there it is. This is it. This is it.
Yes.
This is it.
Yes.
We see this all the time. I don't see the attraction to this shot. It's like, yep, that's a person and that's a bus.
And they're not
and they look bored. They're not doing anything. Now, it'd be one thing if the person was, but they're almost always either on their phone or looking bored. So I don't get that. It's not good light particularly. It's not terrible light. But this is very typical. This is better than most. Let me find a more typical one of someone just looking bored in a bus. Like, I just don't get it. Now, usually it's from the outside of the bus. All right, let me say bored person in bus window outside. Okay, let's see if we get a better one. Yeah, there we go. Now this that's a Getty image, but yep. It's a dude
that's it.
sitting
like,
in a bus.
Yeah,
and this one's better than most.
But still. Or maybe that one in the top.
This is it.
Top middle there.
Yeah,
that's classic.
And guys, we see this all the time. Why? It's just like, yep.
Well, I get it. I mean, it's a lot of times the composition and the stuff, but it's just
why don't you
kind
compose something interesting? You can do that. You don't have to choose a bored person. You know what bored people look like? Bored people make boring photos.
Mm-hmm.
I rarely see a photo of someone looking bored and go, man, that's awesome.
Yes. Agreed.
Did we do the shout-outs?
No, we didn't. We got people joining us all over the world. Maybe they'll have some input on stuff.
Yeah.
We got Anders joining us all the way from Sweden saying hi. Hal joining us from Santa Fe. Marguerite all the way from the frozen tundra of Chicago.
It's
yes,
cold
it's cold. It's cold here, too. It snowed in Florida. Jim is saying hello from a not snowy Minnesota. Deb is joining us from Oak Ridge, Tennessee, saying burr. And then John Austin saying hi from Hexham in the UK. Met is saying hello and good evening, everybody. Wayne saying hi from Virginia. Chase saying hi from Southern California. Holly from Washington State. Good morning for a cool, sunny Washington. Brett saying hi from Wichita, Kansas. Rose saying hi all the way from New Zealand. So we got people joining us all over the world.
I like Rose's comment. Looking forward to seeing photos I may not need to take.
There you go. And D saying, make sure you bring a dry bag, Scott. And most used lens in Antarctica was my 100 to 400.
Yeah, thanks, D. I got a dry bag. So luckily, I am going with Munch Workshops. Mm-hmm. Those people have their stuff together on a staggering level. They run such a great organization, and they had a Zoom webcast where they went down everything, and they said, you need a dry bag? Here's the one to order. I mean, it was like tremendously helpful. Really,
and then
really good.
Leslie was saying, I just finished reading your Crystal Composition book. Scott, loved it. So many great ideas.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you very much for saying that.
All
That's
right.
very kind of you. All right.
I got
What's
another
next?
one.
You got a lot.
We got a lot. This is one, I played it out. I've done it too much. I got into it. A lens ball.
Oh,
It's the obligatory lens ball. It's like a $20 crystal ball you hold in front of the camera, and it reflects upside down the scene that's in front of you. I've done this with rockets, with landscapes, and then I was like, yeah, that's kind of it. It's like, I did it, and it's cool, and I did it, but it's one of those where, okay, let's move on, I even did this one with down here where the Milky Way, I had the Milky Way one time reflecting in it, which, it's cool. It's nice.
It's cool to do once.
But it's cool to do once, and you're kind of like, okay, we can move on. It's definitely one of those, but you can see, it's like a $20 thing.
All right.
Or you can go to AliExpress and get it for $2.
All right, I got one.
Or 19 cents right here. Whoa.
I got one. Ready?
Yep.
This is a kind of a tag on to my last one. People looking out windows. not on the interior windows, on the outside window, like this. I see this shot when people go to Europe. They come back with this shot over and over and over. I've done it. I've taken the picture of the man looking out the window. It's just such a... Now, not when they interact with you. That's a little different. I'm just talking about a bored person looking out a window, and this is typical of what I see right here. That's exactly it.
Yeah, definitely for travel.
For travel,
it's like people are scanning the window saying, "Where's a bored person up in the window?"
And they always, and look at that. I mean, that's actually a stock photo, but they look bored. They are bored, and so is the picture. The picture is boring. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, and it's always, and I know that they're drawn to the shutters and the whole thing. It's, but goodness gracious. Now, it would be one thing if the person in the window was doing something interesting, right? Picture, Eric, you look in the window and there's someone dressed in a tux and they're holding a baton and it's like they're orchestrating what happens below them. That would make kind of an interesting picture. But what about this?
Nope. That's usually what you have. Usually have the leaning, or the
and the board, or smoking.
Or smoking was the other one I was about to say. Yeah.
Oy, I've done them. I've shot them, but
we've all done it.
We don't need to do it again.
Yeah, it's like you've done it. Move on.
I know. I see what's on your screen over there.
This is one,
and I'm 100% with you.
We've done it. We can move on. This is also one that I'll do a lot of. Go around to a lot of camera clubs. And this is always in like the contest where people put in the contest images. And that is shooting water droplets through a window. It's just like we got to do it. Where we put the droplets in focus, the thing's out of focus, and it's about the pattern or it's about that. But this is one of those where it's water droplets on a window. It's what it is. I mean, it is what it is. And it looks cool. It looks cool sometimes.
It's good.
Sometimes
it's good to do that one time,
and it's good for like a background of something. Yeah,
but what are you really going to do?
But what are we going to do with it? Yeah, exactly. It's like.
And if you show it to like a friend or something, they're going, "Oh, that's nice."
These photos invoke the "Oh, that's nice." They never invoke the "Whoa, wow." It's like the photo contest thing we talk about. When we run photo contests, we'll judge photo contests. When there's images that come up, immediately they are the image because the whole panel will, in simultaneous, there'll be the ooh and the ah.
Ooh, like it comes up on screen and the whole room goes.
The whole room does it.
And you're like, yeah, it's that.
And you'll have, with like this, you might have one person go, "That's nice," like you said. That's nice.
That's okay.
That's what they're gonna say.
They're
not gonna say ooh ah. They're gonna. That's nice.
Yeah, they're not gonna say send me a copy of that.
Yep.
I see writing. It says ready for a break. All right, coming up next, we have more things that you should shoot once, but maybe not again. Stick around. We're live here on the grid. It's Wednesday, sometime on a Wednesday. Wednesday.
Hey everyone, Rick Salmon here. I'm really excited to tell you about my latest Kelby 1 class, Capturing the Heart of a Culture with Your Camera. Now, this topic is really close to my heart. It's really close to my heart because for the past 30 or so years, I've traveled around the world with Susan. We've traveled to more than 100 different countries, documenting different cultures. Now, in this comprehensive class, I'll talk about my photo philosophies, planning and research, composition and storytelling, interacting with people photography skills, cultural focus, and more. I'll share with you everything that you need to know to capture the heart of the culture with your camera, and just as important, have fun when you're doing it. I could have called this class Where to Go for Great Travel Photographs because it features my favorite locations on the planet. Or I could have called it a master class in travel photography because I really do cover it all. But this class, truly, my friends, is about capturing the heart of a culture. So it goes way, way, way beyond just another travel photography class. So, my friends, I really hope you could join me for my latest class only on kelby1.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
I love it. Love it.
Hi. Hey, we're back. Scott
Yes.
and Erik. And we are looking at 10 things. We said 10, but it's going to go over.
This is one that I'm going to say, Scott, that I'm not even sure I need to do it once.
Well,
there might be a few that I might do.
yeah.
Once,
All right.
but this
Here we
is
go. Take a look on screen. It's the dead tree. Why we shoot the dead tree, I don't get it. Now, I will say, Erik and I have seen some dead
Yes.
tree shots that 1 out of 100 actually are nice and artistic. In fact,
They
at
have
least-
to be like just
Yeah.
epic or
like
atmospheric.
this is an interesting one, but it's not even
This
real.
is like
They're
a-
vectors.
That's a vector image.
They're not even real. All right. This one's kind of interesting. Right? This one's kind of interesting. But still, it's kind of interesting, but yeah, that one's drawn over there.
I've seen some good ones in like Africa.
Yeah.
where you've got
it's
the
just-
dunes behind them.
Oh
and
yeah,
all
that's
that.
the one in Namibia, the
that's
famous
awesome. Those are
tree
awesome.
in the. Well,
But
that's.
I mean, if you're gonna go to that lengths,
yeah.
shoot it. But
Oh yeah, but the one in Namibia, I would go to Namibia just
Yeah,
to
I
shoot
would-
that. But these are-
most of the time, you're seeing what you're seeing on Google results there.
yeah, most of the
Is
time you're seeing this.
thinking, like, oh, it's an isolated tree. It kind of keeps the thing simple, but it's still just a dead tree. It's just a
Dead
dead tree.
tree. It's a dead.
We've all done it.
Tree.
I've done it. You've done it. We've all done it.
Dead tree.
We've all shot this. We don't need to.
Yeah.
Not again.
Not again, friends.
Not
All
again.
right. Now this one,
This one's cool.
I think you're going to get a little pushback on this.
This
one.
one's cool. But what I'm saying is, once you've done it, like doing it 100 times, like I've seen people go back to the same pier and do this over and over and over again. But it's like, once you get the shot of the pier with the pier in the middle, and it is what it is, like you can move on. You don't need to go back to that pier 7 times and shoot this shot. It's just a pier
It's just a pier.
with the square in the and at the end, or a door at the end.
All right, mine is actually a Photoshop effect. So you take the photo, and it's not a good photo, so you do selective color. You make the photo black and white, but then you say, no, I'm going to leave the bus still in color. I'm going to leave a flower still in color and all. This thing had its moment maybe 15 years ago, and it was for 15 minutes. And now it's just played. You got to do it once, and I've seen it done for wedding stuff where it's okay. And what's interesting about this selective color is this. As photographers, we're like, oh God, not selective color. But if you give a bride a shot of her in black and white and you put the bouquet in color, They're like, oh my gosh, I love this. So it does not appeal to photographers. So if you're sharing with your group, your photography group, or your friends that are photographers, shoot this once and then never show it to anyone. Or share it on your public Facebook page and people will probably give it 1,000 likes.
It probably will. I get that why people like it.
Yeah, it's just
cliche. It is cliche. Remember, actually, one of the restaurants here locally, Burger 21, used to have. That's all they had in their restaurant.
Yep, in the restaurant
was selective color photos.
All the photos.
And we'd always comment on it every time we went. All right, I got one, and that is holding a lens in front of your camera. This is the same as I think I put in the lens ball.
Yep.
But holding
Lens
a
ball
lens
category.
in front of your camera like this and just shooting through your lens. It's like, okay, yeah, we get it. You're in a landscape. You're shooting the scene. You're shooting through it. Awesome. We shot it. We've done it. Let's move on.
All right. This one applies to a certain group. If you are an influencer, if you are extremely attractive like myself, then you can get away with shooting the mirror shot, right? The shot of you in the mirror. But if you're not like model quality like myself or Erik, if you're not at least as handsome as Erik and I, which is mighty handsome, very George Clooney-like, I would say, then you cannot do this. Take your one and go, yeah, I should not do this. I made a terrible mistake here. Now, you'll notice some people here on Google, and you'll go, well, they look good. Well, yeah, they're like professional models. They're doing this because that's their gig. But if it's not your gig, it's not your gig. And that's all I'm saying. It's only for people who are eye candy like me and Erik.
Mm-hmm.
And, some professional models, but, they're doing what they can. All right, Mr. Kuna looks like he's
trying to find the great example of this one, because
I'm not seeing anybody like give theirs like out in viewer land. Like no one's saying, "Hey, the one I hate is blank." Come on, somebody give us one. All right, I'll give you one that we're not going to look at because you're not supposed to shoot it, but people still do it. You're not supposed to shoot homeless people.
Yes,
these are disadvantaged people. They're down on their luck. Unless you're doing a documentary to help. Right, you're doing a documentary to show the plight or, the awful conditions and how do we help them. Don't do it. It's not. They're not a photographic subject for you. Shooting people really, really down on their luck. Just skip it. Just don't shoot homeless people at all. People send them into the grid for stuff, and I don't even like to critique them other than to say you shouldn't be shooting this. All right. Oh, right. John Dukes came through. Okay, here we go. Oh, there's a couple of good ones now.
Yes. John Duke's saying photos on Facebook of what you're having for lunch every single day. Please stop.
If you are not a celebrity, like it might be interesting to see what, I don't know, Cameron Diaz, Kim Kardashian, whoever, what did Taylor Swift have for breakfast? That might be kind of interesting, right? What did George Clooney have for breakfast with me and Erik at the house? Because he comes by some mornings and he brings us breakfast from Dunkin' Donuts. That might be interesting. But if you're not a celebrity, no one gives a rat's butt what you had for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Now, can I make a recommendation since we're talking about food?
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, yes.
All right, I have a recommendation. And I'm not going to show you a picture. But I want to say this. We had the college football playoffs this weekend. On Monday night, we had everybody over. We had a lot of fun. The whole family was there. And I did something that's underrated. Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's gotten much, much better. Pizza Hut is underrated pizza. I've always been a fan, but Pizza Hut is like, this is their moment.
Of course, it was much better when they had the red cups and the Tiffany lamps.
Oh, when you went to a Pizza Hut. That was so nice. And I liked when they had the Pizza Hut buffet.
Oh, the buffet? Oh.
All right. But anyway, I ordered Pizza Hut. You can't out Pizza the Hut. It's actually surprisingly good.
Surprisingly good. I agree.
Now, could I find more New York-style pizza? Yeah, we have a chain here in the Tampa Bay area called West Shore Pizza. And their pizza is very New York-like, and I like West Shore Pizza. But I'm telling you, the Pizza Hut, don't sleep on it. But this is not what it's about. Ready? It's not about pizza. I had an epiphany. I love pizza, as you can probably tell. All right.
I had an epiphany.
Ready?
Coming up soon in Tarpon Springs.
We ordered their boneless buffalo wings. Right? They're boneless buffalo rings.
This is a shocker. Boneless buffalo wings.
And I got to tell you,
from Pizza Hut.
Dude, their buffalo wings are phenomenal.
Well,
like everybody there
all right.
was kind of like, I'm not sure if I don't like these buffalo rings better than the pizza. And I love pizza. And I'm trying to wrap my head around like these buffalo wings are so good. It's like, I'm telling you.
Now, was it just like buffalo wing sauce that they were?
Well,
yeah,
they're coated in, and you get to choose what sauce you want. Yeah. I chose mild buffalo, right?
Okay.
But you can choose, blue cheese or ranch or whatever you want, and they charge you for them. For every one, they charge like 85 cents. It's kind of dumb. You probably have ranch in your refrigerator. Anyway, but I'm telling you, the buffalo wings. Now, Pizza Hut has an agreement, right? Don't they own or something Wingstop? So when you
maybe that's it.
When you order from Pizza Hut, I think you're getting Wingstop wings. Guys, I'm telling you, it'll change your life. Okay. I
got one. Okay. Vignettes. I don't even understand why there is a positive feature on vignettes, but there is.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You should never, I could see positive vignette in that I need to correct the edge. I need to go to like +5 maybe to correct the edge. But I do not understand. We do not need to ever slide that slider.
Oh, this is so
to the
bad.
positive. I think actually Lightroom and Photoshop just disable the feature. It should go up to like +10 and then stop. And then you should have to override it by hitting a command function in order to go past +10. I would lobby for that.
Hey, did you read Jack's comment?
I don't know if I want to.
No, it's cute.
I know. Jack's saying, photos I only do once, my mother-in-law. I like my mother-in-law, so.
Wow. All right, you ready for mine? Here we go. Your cat.
Oh,
I can hear the control room all the way down the hall going, oh, look.
Well, cats are evil. We know that.
Cats are evil, number one. Number two, cats generally don't have a big expression. See this? Typical cat shot we see all day, every day.
Well, cats
it's meaningful to you.
Have a language, and that is, I can't say on air.
All right, yeah, don't what? And cats are fine if you have a cat.
Cats are great.
My friend
awesome.
Paul has a whole house full of cats
awesome.
because he's the old cat lady.
Totally kidding. They're awesome.
But anyway, yeah, cats are fine. It's just photos of your cat, just looking at the camera with a bored look, which is the average look of a cat is bored.
It looks at you like, what the heck are you doing?
Like, why are we doing this? Why am I doing this? Here, look, here's another one. You know what this is? It's just, yep, that's a cat looking to the left, right? There's just a lot of cats that are just kind of like, yep, this is a cat looking at me.
Yeah.
Look, this is a cat making an actual expression. But then there's another back to bored cats. Okay, so skip the cat shot. Now, this is fine if you want to share your cat with your mother-in-law. Jack, send it to your mother-in-law. Hey, look, here's...
And Phil's got a good one.
Phil's
got a good one. I'll probably look it up because it's...
Oh, no, Phil's got a good one. Phil W. got a good one.
Yeah, it's like this, where you've just got just a one bulb. It's like
a
hanging light. And then sometimes you can get it in front of something like this, and it's just one bulb. We all have to do it. And it's like, yep, it's been done. We get it. And then Mike's got another one that's really good. It's just that classic, moon over the water. You got the moon with the reflecting water. We all have to do it. We have to do that moon over water. This shot, like this. You just got to do that. You just got to do the moon over the water.
All right, I'm looking.
Moon over the water.
I'm looking.
We get it.
A good example.
Now, moon over the water with a cool foreground subject. That can be cool. Light bulb hanging there that has a cool foreground subject. That can be cool. But just by itself, I think that's one of the things. Is a lot of these are where the subject is this thing that doesn't really. It's not really a subject.
Yeah.
Just kind of like it.
All right, I've got one for you. It is an unnecessary black and white.
Oh, yeah.
The photo wasn't very good, so I made it black and white, and now it's all of a sudden it's art. Like, and this isn't a terrible photo. This is not bad. It's not great. It's just okay. Anyway, but I'm not really here to critique the photo, but it really is about taking a photo that it's just, this doesn't look good. Let's make it black and white. Now it doesn't look good in black and white. An unnecessary black and white conversion. Now, there are times where we're going out to shoot black and white, or you're out there shooting and you go, man, this would make a great black and white.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about you never thought that, and it's not that good, and you convert it. I call it the unnecessary black and white.
And it's usually because you had a color issue, and
Yep.
you're like, well, the only way to rescue this is turn it to black
The
and white.
only way.
And we can all tell that's what you did. We can all tell you just had a problem and you went, oh, black and white, it'll be artistic.
Yep, I'm looking for some more here.
Yep.
Because there's some good ones here, too. But then there's some ones that are just like, why, like, what made, like this? Like,
Yeah, that's
unnecessary black and white.
unnecessary black and white.
Unnecessary black and... Now, this one looks good in
Yeah,
black and white. There's
one
good
down
ones.
there?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some good ones. That's not unnecessary. That's intentional, black and white. That's good.
All right. So speaking of intentional, we have to take a break.
How did intentional lead to break?
I don't know, but we got to take a break.
Doesn't matter.
We got to stay on
Doesn't
time
matter,
today.
though.
They're going to get very mad at us.
Yeah, because we got another podcast
Stay on
at
time.
3 o'clock
Stay on
today.
time.
Stay on time. Stay on time.
Stay
We'll
on
be right
target.
back.
All right.
Hey guys, I'm Karen Hutton and welcome to my class about Zion National Park. This park is absolutely gorgeous and it makes me so excited to be part of the greater National Park series that Kelby One is doing. Zion National Park to me is really special. I've been here many times. Throughout this class you're going to see footage of me and scenery from other trips, because I really wanted to give you a full experience of the place over time and different conditions and so on and so forth. Zion is really a big, big park, and you're going to want a car. We'll talk about other ways of traveling through it. But just as an overview, I think of Zion in 4 sections. One is Kolob Canyons, there's Kolob Terrace, then there's the Scenic Canyon on the beginning, the east side, and then the actual east side on the farthest other side of the park. So buckle up, we're going to cover all the areas and some of the specialities that each one has to offer, some of the things to be careful about, to be prepared for. We're going to talk about gear, we're going to talk about all kinds of things. So come join me on my latest epic class on kelby1.com.
Hi everyone, Charlene Sliding, professional real estate photographer based out of Chicago. I'm very excited to share with you my more than 10 years of experience in real estate photography and showing you behind the scenes of how you can become a successful real estate photographer. In this course, you are going to learn how to frame the shot, composition, pricing. What does pricing look like for you? Will you decide if it's square footage or per image? We're also going to touch base on your branding and your logos and your watermark and what those mean to you as a business owner. You want to elevate your business, but you also want to elevate the real estate agents that you're looking to have hire you. Real estate photography is more than pictures. It is creating that emotional connection to the property. So come join me exclusively at kelby1.com.
I am a portrait and wedding photographer based in Valencia, Spain.
I do mainly commercial and editorial photography, and I retouch up to 100 photos a month.
We shoot almost every day for all kinds of clients, such as commercial, beauty, and fashion. And we retouch our work more often, like every other day.
I used to spend over 1 hour for one photo.
If we want professional results, we must remove skin blemishes, do micro dodge and burn, highlight eyes, whiten teeth, and even reduce wrinkles in clothes. And this can easily take me up to 2 hours of work for each photo.
So when I saw that there's a plugin for Photoshop that helps you retouch quicker, I was eager to get my hands on it.
I read many feedbacks about it, and I found a lot of positive reviews, which made me to consider buying my first plugin.
One of the challenges we have at the end of a session or wedding is to achieve an edition in our photograph that look natural. This is where retouch for me has become a game changer.
I love the feature that you can pick how much effect it has on your photo and you can adjust it accordingly to your style.
I saved a lot of time and always end up having amazing result with my work.
I am extremely happy with the quality.
Now I am more efficient and have more time to spare with my family.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey, we're back. Scott and Eric. Just want to remind you, today at 3 o'clock, we're launching that new podcast, One-on-One, for people who are Unwon software users. I got a killer tip.
Look at that graphic.
I know, I like that graphic. Thank you.
Love it.
I made that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Love it.
Well, I didn't make it. I put it together. It's the background, obviously. I didn't form that from neon.
You didn't do that?
No, I put the whole thing. I mean, I did the type and
You probably
treatment.
just
And
took now generative fill and you just typed in neon and just came up, right?
no.
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 All right.
It's a stock.
Well, anyways, I like it.
It's video. It's actually. That's
I don't really
still,
care.
But, you know.
I like it.
Okay, thank you. Anyway, now I have to disclaim my thing. It's generative fill. No. All right. So it's not. It's not. No. But anyway, I got such a cool tip to start it with. It's a few steps, but it's really easy.
Nice.
And I think it's like the best version of this effect I've seen. So I'm excited to share it. Plus,
Now,
Dan's going to come on.
Speaking of effects, though, your next one is an effect that I think this one, I'm not even sure that there was a place for it. I know you say you got to do it once and like move on. This is another one. I'm just not. I guess maybe there is a use for it somewhere, somehow.
There was.
It needs
but
to
not
die.
anymore. Here it is.
This one needs to die.
The edge effects, the transfer edge effects. Let's make it look like an old picture.
It hurts so much when
edge
you see
effects, and there's a lot of plugins that will. On one even has.
I know.
One of its plugins in Photo Raw will do.
I get it.
All kinds of borders and edges, right? And like this one, right? You know. Hey, so you know how I taught this? You know, I'm going to say, I'm not kidding, 20 years ago. So here's what you do.
That's when it was big.
Right. Here's what you do in Photoshop. Like you take a photo, right? And then you erase
Make it.
it.
Crappy.
No, you erase it. You open a photograph and then you erase it.
Yes.
And then you go to the history brush. So if you take the history brush and paint, it'll just paint the photo right back in.
Right.
So what I would do, I would change the brush that you use in the history brush to make it look like paint.
Yeah.
And then you would just paint it in, and you're done. That's like
what it would come out
yeah,
with.
it was like nothing. It was. I could probably actually show that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm worried about?
But don't show it. Then
no, I'm not
people
going to
start
show it
doing
now because then people start doing it. But I'm worried about quickly finding a brush while the camera's rolling.
Yes.
Like I could find it at my house because if I don't find it right away, I'm like, where the hell was it? You know, but you know, on the show, people are like, why does Scott know where the brush is? I got to read it in the comments. So
yeah, don't do it. Just don't show people that.
Got comments here.
Yes. So Jesse actually, this is one that was on my list too. Jesse says, I'm so burnt out of the vacation girl leading the photographer by the hand into various landscape or tourist spots. I totally agree. This whole thing of like, you know, somebody with their hand back and the camera's looking at their hand, they're walking towards.
Yeah, they're walking like holding their girl.
It's been so played out.
Right.
So played out.
So somebody did it first, and he has a very beautiful girlfriend.
Yes.
And she's leading him around the world. And it was on everything. It was all over the web. It went viral and stuff. And that was good. But then everybody copied the exact same thing, but with someone not quite as attractive as this guy's girlfriend. Yeah. So, but
that happens. That happens because like Little Herman's comment here is, aren't all genres of photography cliche, wildlife, sports, aerial, all shots are just different versions of the same thing, right? I get what you're saying. But I mostly shoot sports, and while I strive for that ESPN-worthy shot, according to the experts, to make that determination, It's just a different version of the same shot of every other sports photographer takes. You know,
right? But you know what?
You're saying.
Okay, I saw a sports image this weekend, right? And I shot pro sports for like 6 years. When you're shooting like for news, you're actually trying to capture a newsworthy shot, like
photojournalism
in the game.
kind of stuff.
I saw a wonderful image this week from the Eagles game, and it was of a player. I don't remember who the player was. A player in that. And it was so well framed. So picture, the frame, it's just snow. And then the players, top half of the players over here. Like there was so much negative space of just snow. And I'm sure if you typed it in, you would find it probably in 2 seconds. Yeah, Eagles player in snow, and you're going to see it. It was probably a Getty image or something. Let's just go to images and see. It's none of those. It was in my news feed this morning, too.
Oh, man.
All right,
well,
none of those.
No, it didn't come up. But I know what you're saying. Like we can barely make it out.
I'll look at my news feed and just see if it's still there. But it was so great. It was like, and I'm like, yeah, that is a kick butt sports
But I get what
photo.
you're saying. You're looking for those different moments,
right? Well, you're capturing
different
a moment.
compositions.
I mean, little Herman. I got to tell you, you got a bad attitude. So why don't you just give up photography? Why even do it? If it's also cliche, wildlife, sports, aerial, it's all just the same thing, right? Just give it up. Just stop doing it. Why would you do it? Why would you waste your time if all photography has already been done and it's already the same? That's a little Herman.
Well,
you got to change your attitude there.
Well, I can get that, but I think where the encouragement, that's where I tend to go into, and I know you do the same thing. We tend to go into environments. And we tend to look for different things that haven't been done before.
Right.
I definitely try to iterate, if that's a good word.
Right.
It's a scientific word, but I try to enhance or
Remix.
remix.
There's the shot right there. It's
there
AJ Brown. That's the shot. I saw that shot. Well done. Look,
because that's not like
you guys, thanks for finding that.
That's not a typical shot that you would see.
I love that shot.
And now the other ones, why we could call them cliche, those other shots that are there, I mean, that's one's just different. And you can find those shots no matter where you go. You just got to have a different way of looking at it or a different approach.
And I love that. He only caught 2 passes for 14 yards. I know because I read the article.
Yeah.
And he was like, I wouldn't wish this. It was horrible playing in that environment. And he's a great wide receiver. You know who does a great job with this? And you need to go look at their work, Little Herman, if you're got that attitude. Rob Foldy. Rob Foldy used to shoot for Getty, and he's also a team photographer for the Falcons and he was director of photography for the Falcons. He also did the Marlins for many years. Rob would take the best photos that I would look at them and go, this is different and this is fresh. And it was like he did I don't want to say an artistic, I don't know how to explain it. His were different. And so if you're just trying to get the same shot as everybody else, if you stand in front of the Eiffel Tower and shoot right down there, yeah, you're going to get the same shot as everybody else. But that doesn't mean you have to do that. Doesn't mean you have to. You can do what Erik's talking about, which is trying to put your own, like, for example, I did a talk once, and I was talking about St. Mark's Square in Venice. Incidentally, we're going to Venice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talked about St. Mark's Square in Venice. And I said, it has been shot to death. And I even showed a picture of all these photographers standing, like you walk through this little hallway and then you see St. Mark's Square from the back, right, where, the tower and everything is. It was like 50 photographers all taken. The shot's been taken to death. And so I know what St. Mark's Square looks like. I know what the Eiffel Tower looks like. I don't need another picture of it. But what I would like, Little Herman, what I would like to see is how you see St. Mark's Square, right? How you see it. And I would talk about, look, I'm a musician. So when I look at St. Mark's Square, the thing that drew me and the photos that I took were of a little band, it was a singer and a piano player and an accordion and a stand-up bass player. I might have said that twice. But anyway, and so I took shots of that. And so you could tell something about me from the shots that I took. This is how I see St. Mark's Square. I see it through the eyes of a musician who's also a photographer. Mm-hmm. And so that there you can I think it's interesting to see how you see a place, not how a whole world sees the same place. And I think you're kind of stuck in that, well, the whole world has seen the Eiffel Tower, so there can be no more photos made of the Eiffel Tower because they're all going to look the same. And that is absolutely, I see shots just like that football shot that I haven't seen before, and I'm like, I love that. And I find them intriguing and stuff. But if you think it's all cliche and it's all been done, why are you even doing it? So
I got one. This is a guy that I follow right here. Here's his Instagram. He does aviation, transportation vehicles. His eye, I every time I see his photos, I'm like, how did you see that? He's at the same places I'm at. He's at the same shows I'm at. He's at the same stuff I'm at. But it's like the way he sees it, the way he does these photos.
Oh yeah,
just has a different element to them that I'm just like, I love that. You didn't see it in a certain way, doing the little shockwave, getting down super low, getting over top of stuff. Like, it's just so intriguing and interesting. So good. And I mean, every time, and this is why I follow certain people, like looking for those hits of light.
Look at that.
The hit of light. Wow. You know, this is that kind of stuff. Now, I try these same things. I do these same things. The leading line there.
It's probably using the platypod,
right?
Look how
just
low
on the ground.
Oh yeah, this one's great.
But
that one's great.
Look at that.
Holy crap, this guy's awesome.
Awesome. Every time I see his work, I'm just like, man, I want to do that. I want to do that.
All right, what's his name? I got to follow this
Camden
guy.
Thrasher.
Camden Thrasher is a boss.
I'm telling you, follow him on social because his stuff, look at that. Look at that. The play on the shadows.
That's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal
stuff. This guy is next level.
This guy, I'm telling you, this guy, every time I see his shots, I'm like, all right, where are you getting this? How are you coming up with this stuff? Like, it's just like, it's full of that.
All right, hold on. I got to go and follow.
I mean, look at that. I've taken shots of Skip Stewart before, but I haven't taken that shot.
Holy crap, this guy's good. All right. All right, spell his name for me.
So Camden.
Camden.
And then Thrasher. Thra.
Oh, there he is. It says followed by Erik Kuna.
Yep.
That's what it said in my feed.
I mean, look at that. Look at that. I want to do the and I try to do this stuff, and I do some of this, but his eye is so good.
Oh man, he is next level.
Look at, I mean, just everything is like that. I want to be this. I want that. I want that.
Party with him.
Yeah, like this is a cool kid. Cool kid.
Wow.
Awesome eye.
It's a kid.
Look at that.
I love it. Look
at that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this was at Sun and Fun.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it was. Or at a show I was at. And I'm like...
No, there's a mountain in the background.
No, I think it was just... I don't know what it was. But it's just one of those things where I was like, yeah, did you see that one? Like, I could just keep on looking at this stuff. It's perfect.
This guy's phenomenal.
Perfect.
Does Larry Grace know about this guy?
I don't know, but I want to know how he's doing it. I mean, I think part of it, again, is slowing down, having the eye, looking for the different, looking for the not cliche.
Yeah.
Like, I like to do that. I like to look for not the cliche, like the different or something. But that's also what leads me into certain shots. Like, certain shots that I like we've talked about. Like, I'll create a shot that other rocket photographers aren't doing because I'm not leaning into the cliched shot. I'm looking for the different shot.
Yeah. I tried to do something. Now, I understand. I am not like this guy. That guy is,
Look at this. Like, getting the reflection, and you got the jet. Like, it's just...
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I want to show you...
Look at that.
Something here.
Look at that. It's just like one after another. What's he doing?
All right. Hold on.
What drugs you taking? I want some.
Where did I go? Not here. Hold on. Don't go here yet. I'm still hunting.
Karen's saying, I get that some things have been done over and over, but sometimes it's fun to experiment with yourself and master it for yourself. Totally agree. And that's why we talked about, you got to do it once. That's something we talked about when we were at lunch. It helps you learn and maybe be inspired to do something new. That's exactly why you have to do these things. You have to, because you're going to figure out certain things that you like to do or you don't like to do by doing these exercises. Perfect example is, we'll do that on workshops. We were just on workshops, a couple workshops last year. We'll incorporate food photography, right? And when photographers realize what what it takes to make great food photography, which isn't that hard, then it unlocks food photography for them, and that might become another weapon that they have in their tool chest, especially for travel photography. Because food is such a big part of travel photography. So having to unlock that, it helps.
All right. So we're about to wrap things up. There was one thing that I did. I was trying to do things. Now, this is not the level of what this guy's doing.
But that's what I'm talking about.
But I tried to do, I did this thing called game day detail, where I tried to do things that were, not so.
It's not the standard shots.
Right. So that's what I tried to do.
But it
that
tells
was a
the
remote.
Story.
Right. That was from Notre Dame. And now back to Bob Costas in Denver. And so I tried to find those other shots that were not necessarily. That's with a what you call a fisheye above the thing. And like, for example, the particular shot I was looking for, I haven't seen yet, which was just shooting one of the players' tattoos. Tony Gonzalez signing autographs. Drew Brees after he just set the record there. Yeah, like the ref taking notes. So that's what I was trying for. But this guy, he's inspired me though. It makes you go, that's the kind of photos I want to take.
That's why I want to, I follow people like this, and I just keep on looking at their work because I'm like, yes, well, like that.
Oh, look at that shot. Look at the shot that's on Erik's screen.
Look at that one. Like just the thumbs up. I don't know. Maybe that.
Control room, can you
There we go. Like there's that one, or like, boom, that one.
Come on. That is such a great shot.
I don't know, Camden, you're killing it.
He is killing it.
Killing it. It's just like every one after another. Look at that one.
Wow.
Come on. It's just like one after another. It's just like home runs.
So good.
This is when you're knocking it out of the park every time.
How many followers does he have? It better be a bunch.
50,000.
Oh, he needs to have 500,000.
Yeah, exactly.
He's underrated he's like the buffalo wings at Pizza Hut.
I know.
Underrated. Wow.
It's just like one after another.
Holy cow.
I'm telling you. Anyways.
All right.
Boom.
Okay. All right. Let's get to our winners. Who's winning what today?
So we got Robert Holder is winning the Platypod Basic. Hubert Cole is winning your Crush the Composition book. Raymond Larson is winning the digital photography book. Betsy from Medway is winning the V-Flat. Ken Z is winning the On One No Noise. The Retouch for Me is going to Little Herman. And Slick Pick is going to Jen Collins. So there you go.
It's good that Little Herman won that Retouch for Me because it's probably the last time he's going to watch.
No, hopefully. Again, it's just a reality check there of kind of like we do have that moments where it does feel like that if you're looking at photography that way. But that's where I'm just encouraging, and I think what we're encouraging there is if you look at it a different way and start pushing yourself outside of that comfort zone, you can come up with something that totally isn't cliche. Because I see people doing it. I try to do it myself.
Hey, do you know what this ref is doing in this picture? He's looking at the bets he placed on DraftKings to see what he needs to, which flag he needs to throw. Just kidding. Just a joke. Not really.
Yeah, he's checking if he needs to protect Patrick Mahomes some more.
Oh, my God. Patrick Mahomes does not get protected.
Hedge of protection.
He's got like a clone of, a dome of.
Dome.
Yeah,
the
man.
The referee dome.
If the wind blows on him, they throw a flag. It's like someone ran past him. Flag. Roughing the passer. All right.
Anyway,
hey, I like him too.
On that road.
I like him. I like the Chiefs.
Nothing.
I like the Chiefs, but
the calls sometimes you're like, I don't know about that one.
You're like,
I don't know about that one.
All right,
a great team, but I don't know about that
one. We're gonna do this again next week. I don't know why, but we are doing it. next week. We want you to come back. So I hope you have a great week. I hope some of you will join me at 3 o'clock today for the On One podcast. It's only 30 minutes, a short one. It's like half the length of this and then some. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. We will see you back here next week on The Grid. Bye.
Bye.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.